You know how people say focus on the bright side? Maybe it's not always such a great idea. You may have heard the term cognitive reappraisal. It's a psych term for what you might know as the power of positive thinking or replacing negative thoughts or negative emotions with positive ones. But positive thinking may not be as positive as you think it is. The problem is, trying to shove everything onto the bright side can become a way of being positively in denial of our feelings. We say things like, it'll be fine, or she'll be okay, or I'm sure it'll all work out. The truth is, it may not be fine. I mean, maybe you should go see someone about that pain in your chest. Maybe you do need to take the trek to go check on your aging parents. Maybe your friend won't be okay unless she gets help for her drinking problem. It turns out finding the silver lining in a storm of dark clouds can actually be harming to our health, especially when we have the power to take action. Studies in neuroscience have shown that using positive reframing in situations which we actually have the power to change causes depression. And studies also confirm that allowing ourselves to experience difficult emotions in situations that are beyond our ability to control is how we develop healthy self-regulation. We need to have emotional flexibility. I have to laugh at some of the headlines of scientific research articles, like keeping emotions in check may not always be beneficial. I mean, it definitely sounds like something a robot would say. But I do understand the challenges from a human point of view. I mean, how do you handle it when your parents coming to visit has you grinding your teeth while you sleep? On the other hand, what if you feel like you're unable to express emotions, especially unpleasant emotions? You can't deal with them. Neither extremes helps us feel like we're in a state of emotional health or well-being. Even though in my work, we use movement to develop new ways of perceiving ourselves and shaping our actions, I've learned that movement, thought, and emotions are multicolored expressions of one whole body, brain, and nervous system. I've developed what I call the movement effect as a way to describe the active process of shifting perception, whether it's an experience of movement, thought, or emotion. The key concept to the movement effect is that by directing attention to the effects of your actions, you learn to control your actions differently. Attention to the effects of what you're doing is like turning on a light switch to consciousness. It's like suddenly you realize you have a choice about how you're acting or reacting. And that's where you have control. Here's how it would work with emotions. Instead of trying to replace the difficult emotion you're experiencing with a positive emotion, what if you direct your attention to the effects of your emotional experience? For example, this just happened to me. I was upset. I could hear my voice change. My breath got stiff and felt cut off. I felt pressure in my head. I noticed how my husband was reacting. I didn't stop the emotion. I just started noticing all that happened as the effect of it. And then I began to realize my thoughts. I began to realize what I was afraid of. I could feel the thoughts that were behind my emotion. And I was able to communicate what I really felt and was afraid of. And in this case, I decided to take some actions and made some decisions, which is really what I was struggling with. And then I quickly recovered and I felt fine again. Activating awareness is a way of shining a light onto your experience. From there, you'll know better whether taking action is what's needed or whether accepting what's happening, emotions and all, is the best choice. Either way, there's no need to push emotions away. You can use them to help you navigate and become more skillful at having a say and interacting with your direct experience and directing your experience. By using the movement effect instead of following behavioral tricks, you'll access your inner resources, using your integrity, your wisdom, your intelligence as your best allies and therapists. So now it's your turn. Here's your one good thing for this week. It's an exercise you can use for directing attention to the effects of your emotions, called the emotional SIFT technique, and it has 4 questions. What sensations do I feel? What images do I see? What feelings do I notice? What thoughts am I having? I'm going to put those questions in the text below, and I hope you'll try putting them to use to help you through an emotional rough patch. And if you're enjoying the content here on MOOVYSHOW, sign up to be on our exclusive movie A-list and get our free movement stress buster training. Go to the link to subscribe at moviestudio.com. That way you won't miss on getting your one good thing you can put to use right away to change your habits, your brain, and your life. Plus, we'll give you updates on all things exclusive to our followers. You're worthy of moving into a meaningful, enjoyable life. We are here to help you learn how to do that. See you next week.